Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here. Today we're talking about Halo because, it's now been about a week since they initially revealed the Halo 1 remake called Campaign Evolved. And a lot of people seem to very much not like the look of that remake. Just the idea of basically making the original game again seems a bit odd. Well, a new leak has just come out about an hour ago that apparently they're trying to remake Halo 2 and 3 as well. But none of them are going to have multiplayer. The entire remade trilogy will just be only campaign. It's basically going to play exactly like Halo Infinite, but with new remade cutscenes in the original games. I want to talk about this because it feels like there seems to be a lot of anger, both from Xbox fans, from Halo fans, even a lot of PlayStation people are basically just posting question marks about why would you go back and remake these again? Because keep in mind, we already have the Master Chief Collection. The Master Chief Collection already has full remakes of the first two games. And in my opinion, they're very, very good. But they also include the classic multiplayer, the important multiplayer. I love the original Halo trilogy online more than anything else. I straight up love the busted balance, the silly battle rifle headshots, how OP the shotgun can be at times. I feel like the multiplayer is the magic of OG Halo. So going back and remaking them again but lacking that, this seems odd. But let's take a look at the concerns and the complaints. Let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, I originally saw this on this account called Destiny Bulletin, and it was also posted very much by this account called Halo Leaks or Leaks Infinite. Now, this guy has been posting a lot about the Combat Evolved remake. This original version of Halo. He's one of the first people I saw really talking about the fact that it's going to be a modernized version of the original game, featuring sprint, featuring new updates, and completely lacking multiplayer. Apparently, there is a bunch of different sources that are all talking about the fact that essentially everything is being banked on Halo 7. Halo 7 apparently will have a full campaign, and it's also going to have a lot of multiplayer. Now, I do not like this, that apparently, according to a lot of the leaks, the discussion is that Microsoft is afraid to greenlight a full budget Halo project. They're afraid to do Halo 7 until they have enough confidence in the idea of the brand. And the reason I don't like that is that, honestly, A, Halo was already huge. Halo was already great. The original games are still beloved. Greenlight a Halo 7. And B, just make good games. Nobody cared about Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 that much. Baldur's Gate 2 were tiny niche games. They're fun, but when Baldur's Gate 3 came out and became the biggest game on the planet, that's because it was already fantastic. Think about something like Battlefield 6. The last Battlefield game, 2042, was a wet turd in a crowded elevator, just sitting there on the floor, stinking stuff up, making everything extremely awkward. Then Battlefield 6 came out and is so fantastic, everybody bought it. Everybody played it. Everybody loves it, right? My thing is that if you make a good game, it doesn't need that built-in fan base. You make the fan base by making the good game. But getting back to it here, Halo 2 and 3 are being remade. Yes, they will have sprint, no multiplayer, only campaign, full remakes. And everybody's like, oh God, Halo 3 finally getting remastered, but it has sprint. Halo 3 with sprint, finally an enjoyable version of Halo 3. Oh my God. All right, keep this franchise alive, whatever it takes. I think Infinite is really underrated, super fun. I think they just screwed the pooch with the rollout. Completely fine with them going down the Resident Evil route. Now you'll notice it, people keep bringing up this comparison over and over and over again. The Resident Evil remakes. Now, you guys know this. My two favorite things on the entire planet are Final Fantasy and Resident Evil. And I think the Resident Evil remakes have been perfect. They're faithful. They expand the original ideas. They add in new story elements. They have cool new bosses. They've got extra stuff, right? I love the Resident Evil remakes so freaking much. And I like the idea that part of what they do is they canonize the original stories. They go back and they basically just add to it instead of subtracting or changing or cutting stuff, right? Well, other than the Resident Evil 3 remake cutting the clock tower. But my point is the fact that if they tried to do that, I like the idea on paper, but I have to admit that it just feels a bit odd in that, honestly, making them without the multiplayer to me is still just the biggest downside of it. Like, it just feels so lacking. I'm also a bit curious about how much they're going to change. Like already, it does seem like adding sprint to a game that didn't have sprint, you're going to have to change the AI. You're going to have to change a lot of the layouts. There was a lot of skips and stuff you basically couldn't do because Master Chief is so slow in those early games. Are they going to have to change the maps? Are they going to have to change the map size? Stuff like that, right? Some of the stuff they see, it looks like some of the stuff in the Halo Combat Evolved remake, there is talks that they're going to be completely remaking how the Flood look. That's an interesting idea. The fact that they're adding in a bunch of weapons from later Halo games into the Halo 1 remake, I got to admit, that gets me extremely excited. This is still cool to me, right? But some stuff like the Sentinel Beam being in the Halo remake, that's a bit odd. But let me take a look at it. I saw this over on the Reddit. Halo 2 and 3 being fully remade. Yes, they will have no multiplayer, only campaign, full remakes. Multiplayer is being saved for Halo 7. I still feel like that's such a massive mistake. But Halo Kiwami. In case you don't know this, they obviously remade all the Yakuza games, which are now called Like a Dragon. But while they were remaking all the different Yakuza games from a million years ago, they called them the Kiwami series, where they added in new mini games and better voice acting and stuff. It is funny, the idea of them remaking them all Kiwami style. Master Chief Collection Anniversary. I'm kind of peeved that this is how I'm getting Halo 3 remade, but to be frank, even as the one in the trilogy that aged the best, I'm pretty excited about how they'll redo the cinematics. Some of the character models like Miranda and Lord Hood definitely could use a cleanup. I have no idea what they could add to Halo 2 though. Halo 2 Anniversary is genuinely so good of a remake, it almost seems like an incremental improvement compared to the jump from Halo Combat Evolved to Campaign Evolved. 4-player co-op is the one thing they could add to Halo 2. It really is the only reason I'm excited for the remake. This is the thing. I just feel like the fact that we're discussing the most minute of changes here, right? So I'm understanding that this, as Halo 7 is a multiplayer only game, or Halo 7 will be the next Halo with multiplayer, and these are just campaign remakes. People are clarifying Halo 7 will have single player and multiplayer, but I still feel like I'm just in the spot. So basically, they're remaking the Master Chief Collection again. They're going to milk each installment like they're on PlayStation. Yep, same with Gears. Halo 3 in particular has never been remastered, remade, but otherwise, I mean, these are full-blown campaign remakes, so not really. Master Chief Collection is just an up-res suite of the original 6 games. It's a cool collection, but this is a different endeavor. Can I be honest? I feel like this feels so bleak in a way, right? I'm just in a spot where I love the original Halo more than any other Halo. I have a tremendous amount of sentimental value. In fact, one of my best friends when I was a kid was this kid named Matt. Somehow his grandfather died. He inherited a bunch of money, and we were all very broke kids, obviously. He ended up buying me my original Xbox that I got, I think in 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. He bought my original Xbox. He bought it for me with Halo just because he wanted somebody to play it with. That was so revolutionary. I put thousands and thousands of hours into original Halo, and I love it so much. The idea of going back and remaking it again, I'm not even opposed to that idea. I feel like it's the lack of multiplayer, and I do feel like I am starting to get to a spot where the remakes, remaster, it is getting a bit odd. I love the original Gears of War. I love Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, like most sane Gears of War fans. I love all the Gears of War games, but especially that original trilogy is so tip-top. I don't want them to keep remaking a bunch of Gears of War games. I want them to make new Gears of War. I want Gears of War 6. I'm excited for Gears E-Day and stuff, right? I don't know. I'm in a spot where this feels like it not only lacks creativity, I feel like it kind of signals how much Xbox has even given up, right? If this is the plan for the next, 6 years, are they going to drop one remake every 2 years? Are they going to drop one remake every year? Apparently it's being done by Virtuous. I don't know. Something about this just feels pathetic. Does that make sense? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. I had to film this video 3 times because first, I forgot to turn on the audio recording. Then I forgot to turn on the video recording. And the third time, this light flipped off. So if anybody ever thinks I'm good at my job, I promise I'm not.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.